Okay.
Hello, my sweet, loving friend. You got butterflies.
It's a
You,
bee.
and a bee. Yeah, in the background was a butterfly too.
Oh,
So all the pollinators, because and I know you are a pollinator of love, compassion, kindness, and acceptance. That I know about you, Dory.
we do what we can within our capacity,
Yeah.
and that's always good enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, but it's very special being the fact that you're actually in a place that most people are not thinking that way, right?
No, we have another war going on here and
Yeah.
bombs flying again. We had a hiatus for a while and then it started again.
Yeah, it's just like the mind, right? It's almost like these little bubbles of energy or memories or constructs that we have made before, and they pop up. The story keeps going. It's the part of the evolution of the planet and ourselves. And the beautiful thing is to understand, to hear. Look at her. She is.
There you go.
Oh,
I can't hear her. I can't hear her. He's buzzing in my ear. Sorry.
it's so cute. No, it's fine. She was like, oh, she's yummy. It's part of that. And Dorit is in Tel Aviv for the ones that that think that everything is a chaos. There is always some peace, and she's nothing but peace and love, equanimity, and you process things in a different way. And our journey here with Dorit is to wake up the compassion in everybody, to wake up the love, the trust, because we say we believe in some divine power, that we believe in, all these things, all these affirmations, all these books, all these readings. And now in the planet is the time to be present, to actually walk the walk, and to empower others and give them faith. Because, like you said, something else woke up there for whatever reason. Because the more we judge and focus in the negative, the bigger it gets, right?
Well, this is it. What's happening is that all over the planet, not just here in Israel, they're trying to squeeze the negativity out of people by fear, by hate, by division, arguments, taking one side over another side. And that's what war is all about. War is also all about money because it's very lucrative. Both sides make a shitload of money during war. But I actually live in a very quiet area of the country where the bombs seem to go more to the north and more to the south and more to the Tel Aviv area. And I'm in a little bit north of that. So here we're a little bit safer. Even though, I think I'm safer wherever I go, but I'm just saying, I'm not in the middle of
Yeah,
you know, the whole
right.
mess.
The whole
But
stew.
but I yeah, but I don't take this war seriously. I take the splitting of humanity seriously.
Mm.
I take the lack of love seriously, and I encounter it on every level, everywhere I go. People, like you say, they say the right things. They love and they have compassion. They all have the right words to say.
Mm.
But there's a certain programming inside a person that I haven't figured out yet that negates all that.
Mm,
And therefore, there's a bit of a punch up between what you're saying and what you're holding. And people don't even realize it. I do it myself,
mm,
because I have it with my children. I was just hospitalized, okay?
yeah.
Against all odds, against everything I believe in. I'm not for the medical profession. I worked with them for 25 years. I know exactly what they're all about. But then I caught pneumonia and the kids found me passed out. So what are they going to do? They call an ambulance. And I encountered this in the hospital. First of all, I became a lot more pliable. I'm not so harsh anymore about no, 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 don't come near me. I'm not. Because the doctors are stuck. They're good people stuck in a really bad system.
Mm,
But the people there, there is just no awareness of any kind. If I cough, forgive me.
yeah, no
I'm
problem.
still I'm still recovering.
Yeah.
It takes a long time.
Mm,
Um, so I'm learning, even now I'm learning, even though I had all my thoughts, I thought I knew what I thought. I'm learning to be a little bit more flexible, which is, people either take one side or another side. And I was very hardcore, um, you know, anti-COVID, anti this, anti that,
mm,
going down every rabbit hole I could possibly find to find out the truth. And then after about 2 years ago, I stopped
mm,
because I see that this is also the same thing. There's no love there. It's just one side against another side. And I'm looking to be a super spreader of love. This is what I would like to do. This is my job in life. Um, Put it on my CV, be a super spreader of love.
yeah.
So, but I saw that for me, even though I know that's what I want to do or that's what I do, it wasn't easy.
Mm,
It's not easy to do that all the time when life takes a hold of you, and then you're focused on the 3D side of things just to stay in your body.
mm,
And I think a lot of people are understanding now. They're saying, "Oh, okay, love and light, love and light. How the hell do we stay in love and light when we're suffering?" And it really isn't easy.
yeah.
So I don't even know why I'm talking about this, probably because I just got out of the hospital.
No, it's because it's you realization that, and that's why we here together, and that's why we are with Uncle Bruce Lipton together. Uh,
Yeah.
like you be propagating the love, propagating, pollinating what really is. And we tend to get lost in the constructs and behaviorisms that we learn to be able to fit in, to be able to accommodate, to be able to be the nice girls, to be able to feel that if we do that, we're successful.
Yeah, well, you know what I have to say about the nice girl.
I know. Well, it's all in the eye of the beholder. Uh, you can be a really nice girl in one place and another not. It's all a concept. It's all a construct. I grew up in the Amazons, and some of the women there. Well, I grew up with a group of Quero women that they were matriarchy. Okay. So they did have children, they did have all that, but the men will come in, but they have to leave. Okay, they won't stay. They couldn't stay. And if you see that, oh, what a bad mother, or what a bad grandmother, because the children are going to be raised by women, and because it wasn't visiting uh, rights for these guys that pollinated there, and also in the Amazon with the shuars, which are the shapeshifters that I actually connected and grew up thanks to my mama Andrea, that raised me. Shape shifting, shape shifting.
Oh,
Yeah, shape shifting, and we don't realize that we shape shift the entire life, because what we look like when we were born is no longer now. Every single part that we have shapeshifter, it's got the moment of realization of a certain thing or not, or, but we still fine. So when I grew up, we didn't judge for what we knew, what we didn't know. In the short, they're headhunters too, and they thought that they were perfectly right by headhunting somebody, shrinking the head because they invaded the space. And it wasn't considered bad. It was considered a serious, serious boundary. And we lose those boundaries by letting the external approval or the self. I love Carl Jung, and Carl Jung says the true self. We lose the true
well,
self.
we're looking to approve ourselves. When we're looking for external approval, it's because we don't approve of ourselves.
Yeah,
If we wholeheartedly approved and loved ourselves, we wouldn't need the external. The external would be nice, but it wouldn't really mean much.
yeah,
So, but the thing is, it's so deeply ingrained
yeah.
that it's very hard to uningrain it, if there is such a word, to just detach from that. And
Mm.
it's very difficult. And I've been working on this since I came out of the hospital, because then I was hospitalized again just a week ago. They had to draw liquid out of my lungs, which wasn't fun. But I came back. I couldn't find the light. I couldn't find the love. I could only find the darkness and the pain and the sorrow until I realized that I brought home the hospital with me.
Mm.
And then, I had to work on, I'm still doing it. I'm still not done. I'm still releasing.
Uh,
You hear that in my voice, maybe. But, I'm still not done with that. And it's very, very difficult. And people who have, and I have some awareness.
yeah.
So imagine the people that have no awareness
Mm.
of any of it.
Yeah.
Imagine in Israel, they're panicking. They're all talking about, okay, where's the nearest bomb shelter? Did you make it to the bomb shelter? Don't come out until they allow you to come out. They're everybody's really scared,
Mm.
and they're programmed. And I think all over the world, people are programmed to different things. And it's very hard unless they're aware to deprogram them. And I don't know how you bring this to their awareness other than just spreading the love
Yeah.
and letting it go out there. And then it ripples out there.
Yeah.
And the ripples go ripple, 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 ripple. And they reach, like the 100 monkey effect. They reach. And that's the way I believe we're going to be building our new earth.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of history. You grew up that way. I grew up in a in a Jewish day school, which which learning all about the Jews and their suffering and I used to have to wear a uniform to school
Yeah.
and there was you probably did too, didn't you?
Well, I started school at 13
Oh,
because
lucky you.
in the jungle, well, in the jungle really wasn't the monks, the missionaries will come, and it shed a little bit, but it wasn't grading. It wasn't, as harsh as my mom, when she
Oh,
went to get me, she put me in a German nun school, which,
oh,
yeah,
wow. So you had a
the
uniform.
this huge uniform,
Of course.
lace shoes, socks to the knees, that skirt below that, so you don't see any skin. We
Yeah.
we couldn't even take a shower. I mean, bathe together with other girls without being dressed, because we weren't allowed to see each other. Um, all
So
that,
you
and I
had
was
that
like,
jungle. Yeah, that's also a jungle. I had the Jewish jungle.
what happened? What is this nightmare? And I was the weird one, and I got bullied, whatever. And it still shows up in places. Because we attract what we don't want. The more that we push things away, the more whatever we put energy,
What you resist persists.
focus and attention, it grows. And so I watch myself all day. And also what I do is, like, when things are coming up, yet the last couple of days a few things came up, because when we made that commitment to advance and grow in evolution and hold the space for others to, the things seems to move faster, and they're more bigger because it's more clarity. And I was watching myself, and I was talking to this lovely, lovely student that she's incredible. We reconnected. I love her. And I was like, brr, about many things with the school. And I was like, you know what? This isn't for me and all that. And then I sat later on quietly, and I said, what's there when you think that way? What is coming up for you, so you can release it, transform it, or that? What is it? And some pieces were from the school, and I'm 78, and some pieces were from the school when I
And
was
you didn't know.
13. Of course we don't. We have these files that we get. It reminds me of what Gandhi said: be the peace you want to see in the world, right? Be the peace. But, just talking or admiring or reading or all that doesn't quite make it. And I'm watching that. I'm watching that. I'm going, are you being part of that, or you have the opportunity right here, right now, to transform that? Think the old, because that was then, but this is now. You shape shifted to a whole different reality. Now you don't have nuns that they beat you up. Now you don't have nuns that force you to eat weird things that I had no clue what they were, or ever seen or smelled. You don't have to allow bullying, but it starts with us,
I
because
think every person on the planet has their jungle that they grew up in, that they were programmed. It's like Uncle Bruce says, the first 7 years of your life.
yeah,
And you're programmed. Everybody has their story, and it's really just a story. We are not our story. We are, we're here for a reason. We're
right,
here for the work, for the work. But then, sometimes the stories sit in the mind. And don't you find sometimes at night they go,
yeah. Yeah.
it's like the monkey mind goes, this branch, that branch, the other branch. And then, so I have to catch it. I say, okay, you monkeys, I don't want you here. Get
Mm.
together, give me a hug, and get lost.
Yeah. I love monkeys, though. My very, very
Yes.
close friend, Jane Goodall, and I have done a lot of work in Borneo with orangutans. Some people don't understand that to be a monkey, you need to have a long tail.
Ooh,
Yeah, the ones that don't have long tails, they're apes, that they're closer to us. And she,
interesting. I didn't know
yeah,
that.
and she realized towards the end of the life, because I was with her in the event that ended up being her last day event, or we had dinner, she went to bed, she didn't wake up. And
Wow.
yeah, lovely. She was huge on trees, so I reforested a lot. And also she, you know
Wow.
what? Um, yeah, it was pretty amazing. She was lovely. I like Uncle Bruce, just incredible, Yeah. And she said, you know, in an interview, she said, I don't favor the chimpanzees because they're too much like a human. I love dogs because they're loyal, they're compassionate, they're kind, and all the qualities of dogs that she, um admire. And
What about the little bee, my little bee friend? He's also adorable.
yeah, I love them. I love them, and they work
Yeah, but
so hard.
dogs are the best. I agree.
Yeah, well, I love every single thing. I was walking on the lake here, and I looked down, and it was this baby bat, little bat.
Oh,
Oh, and he had hair, and he was so cute, and he was
oh,
trying
they're
to struggle.
adorable.
And so I grabbed it and I put it safe. So, because it's a lot of wildlife here. It's something wouldn't eat it. And I looked at my book of the animals, and it says the old is dying in you, the new is coming back, the true you. Because bats are considered, the vampire eats somebody's blood and it can continue life. Okay, that's the story that they came up
Dracula.
with.
Yeah.
Right. But the real medicine of it, because I grew up with that, with my, the group that I grew up with, medicine of the animal that shows up, like a bee, pollinator, productivity, a lot of money, things like that.
Also, the buzzing of the bee. I felt the buzzing of the
Right.
bee.
That's
It's
yeah,
very, very helpful.
yeah. That's the pranayam, the Brahmari pranayam from
Yeah,
India.
they have the bee breath. Yeah.
The bee breath, the sound that resets the vagus nerve, and it
Yeah.
creates something else. It creates. I will remember in a minute. It's it's life in the middle of the head, right in the cave of Brahman, the Brahmari pranayam, nitric oxide. And nitric oxide runs all the circulatory system, the cardiovascular system. So just by humming, and I do
Yeah.
first thing when I
I
wake
do
up.
that every day, but I
Yeah.
can't do it right now
No, no.
because of all
Yeah.
the stuff I went
Well,
through with my lungs. I
yeah.
can't do as well as I
Yeah, yeah,
used to,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it calms you down.
Yeah, it
And
resets.
you don't even have to know why. It
No.
just everything just sort of finds its calm place.
Yeah,
And I don't analyze it. I just do it
yeah,
because sometimes I just need to be calm because I see my body is still under stress,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, but that is gone now. You only just purging out the aftermath, so which is good. You know, I really because I love you so much, and I was all through that with you. Checking the energy, seeing you have a lot of assistance from nature, which is how can we fail with that? You have a lot of assistance and people that love you. And I want the world to get to know how we can process such a heartaches, because even you share with me that even bother your children, that the way of your thought, people get ruled by fear, and they like want the mother to follow in whatever they're doing.
Well, it's very difficult with children. All three of my children have a certain impression of me.
Yeah.
And right now they see me as weak. And they're right, because I am weak. I'm just getting my strength back. And it's going to take time. And, I have trouble walking, 1 kilometer. And it's hard for me. And I'm going to do it. But, it just takes time.
Yeah.
And so what happens? They stay away. Okay. Instead of coming towards me and, oh, what can we do to help you? They stay away. Now, that's another way of acting. And I'm not judging it. It just gets very lonely sometimes because I really I want the connection, but it's hard for them. And so obviously, and the universe orchestrates these situations so that to make you work in a way that maybe you're not used to working, and that will trigger the ripple of whatever. So I've spent a lot of time alone with my meditation, with my crystals, with my higher self, with my cards, just really alone. And I could have gone to a Vipassana workshop, I swear. I always said I'll never go to Vipassana. I can't stay quiet for that long. But I did. And I am, and I'm doing it now. Because it's an effort, just even to make myself meals is an effort. And everything is a big effort. So they want me to focus on the love. And I finally understood that this is the focus. And I thought, well, what kind of job is that? Your kids are treating you like shit. You want to be around people. What do you mean focus on the love? Leave me alone. But it's this dialogue
Right.
that goes between the ego is trying to protect you and the heart space that feels the love. And it's very interesting because I watch the dialogue. And we all have that dialogue, all of us. Every single person in the world has that dialogue. And the question is, what do you do with it?
Right.
So, and it's very easy to get sucked in.
Oh, yeah.
Because, it's logical, it makes sense, And my doctor called me every day, panicking. Dorit, did you go do a heart echo? Did you go do a mammogram? Did you go do a colonoscopy? You have to check out everything. We want to make sure you don't have cancer. We want to make sure you don't have this, you don't have that. And I can see how people, it pushes their stress chakra. And because it did that for me too, until I understood, wait a minute, I'm being dragged down. And then, do people understand that? I don't know. You understand it. I understand it. And then we find a way to move, to look at it, love it, and then move past it. But it's not the way the world is run today. And I'm looking forward to the new earth.
Yeah, I think it's here. It's been here. Through the veils of all these stories, we weren't seeing it, and we come along and we live alone, and in this and in this encasement, which I'm very grateful for, because I'm a cancer survivor. They gave me 10, 15 days. So I'm in extended warranty, for a long time now. And I'm grateful. And I had the talk with Divine, and I said, you sent me here to, I made a contract with you to be able to assist others and grow in evolution and all the story. So you need to move the date. And that same day, I met Michel Kushi, and he helped me with. I said, I'm a single mom. I can't afford to go to your institute. He said, I'll pay for everything. You just leave, somebody can take care of your home, pets, whatever. And that's when I made that decision. That's when the assistant came in, and my dear friend Louise Hay was there. We both made it, 9 of us did out of 10. And we had to trust the journey and what we say to each other. So when things come in, I always question, unless I'm really tired, and when I'm tired, things slip in more, or when I accept other people's constructs, then things
Yeah.
slip in. They slip in, and then I start wigging out. I did that last night. I was like, "What? This isn't mine. What? Why am I picking this up? This is not mine. Thank you for showing up, but I
Move on.
I process. I didn't even say that, because then you bring back the rejection and what we reject and
No,
resist.
with love, with love,
Yeah.
to go where you're useful. I
No, I'm
just
like,
said go
thank
where
you.
you're useful.
Thank you for showing up.
Not here.
I am my reality is different. My journey is different. And I am giving my permission to myself right now for self-love, self-care, and reconnecting with me and my divine being that I am. I thank this body, because in that moment, when I got stressed or upset, my nervous system was heightened,
Yeah, yeah.
and I did damage to it for accepting an uninvited guest.
Did you know who it was?
Yeah,
Oh,
construct
okay.
like from the school before, because this school is really a huge reflection of abusive behavior from the instructors, and this like punishment mentality, and blame mentality. And I have jumped on in that train myself. I didn't even realize that I was
Yeah.
like chuka 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 doing the same thing. And I'm like, you don't like that, why are you doing it?
Well, that's just it. It's the programming. It was interesting. Today I was talking to my higher self, which is me, of course, and I asked to be taken to the place where a lot of things started. I have water retention in both my legs for 3 months already, and it's not leaving. So I'm working on releasing, and it's water, and it's emotions, and
Mm,
it's a lot of things. So I went and I was taken all the way back to when I was a little girl in this lifetime with long pigtails. I had long pigtails, braids, and buck teeth. My teeth were sticking out. I had braces for 4 years in Canada. You too?
yeah, but I never did the braces. My mother didn't believe in
Oh
it, and
no, my parents wanted me to look nice. So I had that. And all she did was look at me with these sad, dark eyes and say, "Look what they did to me." And I didn't know what she was talking about.
oh.
And so I took her into my lap. She was maybe 6. And I just hugged her and I started crying. I started crying, crying, crying this morning. I
Mm,
was crying, crying, crying because crying for the little girl who would grow up thinking she's ugly
mm,
and useless,
mm,
not because anyone told her,
mm.
because it's a program that probably came from earlier. And now my job is to even go back to the previous lives and to the, to the times before that. But I hugged her for so long, I found myself hugging myself.
Oh,
And I was crying and hugging myself. And oh God, look at you, you're
yeah.
72 years old and you're crying like a baby, hugging yourself, you
Good for
know.
you. Good for you. You know, in the Cuero Indians, oh, I was trained since 5 to do this work called soul retrieval
Oh,
and illumination. So once we get to that part of the soul, or the child, the inner child, we illuminate and we forgive the aggressor. It's very important to forgive the aggressor. And I remember telling this to Louise Hay, and she said, "Ah, I know how to do the one part, but I never, nobody ever taught me to forgive the aggressor, not forgive, reconciliate. Because my mother was Buddhist, and she taught me.
right.
She said, when you say I forgive you, you're putting yourself above. Okay.
Yeah.
But when you say, let's reconcile this event, it's a win-win. We meet in the middle. You
Well,
know.
I've been listening a lot to the Oponopono, the explanations. I don't
Mhm.
even know the name of the guy. I have
I
who's
forgive you, and I forgive myself. Right?
no, I don't remember the name of it. His name is Roygan.
Mm.
Roygan. I think he's Hawaiian, maybe.
Yeah, that's where it really originated.
I know he's very sweet, but
Yeah.
he comes every week and he gives an explanation of why they came to those words. And it's got nothing to do with anyone except yourself.
Mhm.
Nobody external. And it's not even just yourself, it's more the programming. You're asking for forgiveness for the programming that you've accepted as part of yourself,
Mhm.
and this, it wasn't relevant and it's no longer suitable. It no longer serves you. And it's a very interesting explanation. So I like to listen to it.
Yeah, I realized that a long time ago, and it's like, um, when I hit, and but like I said, Dorit, because I was making myself ill with the school. My acupuncturist doctor Hiroki-san, which is a Japanese lovely man that he doesn't really follow the old martial arts of the Chinese. In that, he said to me, "You're kidney," and that's what it in the ankles, huh? Too much sorrow, too much sadness, and fear combined with all of
Here.
it. Yeah, yeah, but at the same time sorrow, because in polarity healing out from Randolph Stone, the doctor, I took that 30 years. It's connected with the meridians, but when it's an excess of water, it's too much sadness, too much sorrow.
Well,
That,
the lungs
we
connect
need to love.
sadness.
Yeah. The lung too is about space, compromised space, and sadness, but the space. And it's pretty interesting because my husband in Chinese medicine is metal, metal. So metal tends to take the space of others. So
Oh,
he's always somehow very quietly, because he's super quiet, he will put something right where it's like a little sanctuary for me, or he invades the space doing something. Like today, I said, we're gonna be with Dorit, so maybe you leave a little early for Santa Fe, because I knew Otherwise, he'll somehow be something, and that space is taken. It's not intentional. That's who they are. You know what I mean? Um, so, so it's so interesting, and I'm so happy that you gave credit to the workers in the hospital, because I have
I
friends that,
talked to them. I
yeah,
talked to
yeah,
them and
yeah,
I taught them love. I
mm,
taught them
yeah.
self-love. I talked to the patients. There was a woman beside me in the room crying all night. Mommy, she was crying for her mother, her grandmother. She was
Oh,
crying 4 in the morning. She was still screaming. I couldn't sleep. So I got out of the room. I went for a walk to where the nurses were. I said, listen, guys, I can't sleep. You're going to have to either move her or move me. So they moved me into another room. She saw me taking my stuff and she held my hand and wouldn't let me go. She wouldn't, don't leave me.
oh.
She was waiting for dialysis. She couldn't let me go of kidneys, and the fear, I talked to so many of the patients there, even the doctors who were drilled a hole in my back and went into the ribs to take out the water. I said to them, look, I need to listen to something. I just can't let you do this. I'll be scared. I'm scared shitless. So I put on some music, I don't even remember what it was. I think it was a affirmations in English. And I put it on with music and they were listening to it. And they said, oh, that's very nice. Okay, we don't mind that you have that. And then they saw me drinking from a cup, a glass bottle that had crystals on the bottom. So
Oh,
why do you have these crystals? So I was teaching them about crystals while they were pulling out the water. It went a lot quicker that way.
yeah.
But I'm just saying they were interested and they were Arab doctors.
Oh, okay.
The Arab doctors are just they're a godsend. Really, they are so and they're treated so badly. And they are a godsend.
Mm,
Really. And so I gave everybody a hug. I said, wow, that was a lot of fun. You want to do the other one? But
no.
it was
Yeah,
just
and
last week.
they are at service too fully, because
They are. They
they're
are in
accepting,
service,
right? They
but
work.
they're in a bad system.
Yeah,
So they can't do their job because they think they're helping a lot of time and they're really harming. I'm smart enough not to agree to take all their
yeah,
medications and this and that. I say, no, don't give me, I don't want it. So
yeah.
then they don't give it to me. But there are people who think they're God
Mm,
and they'll take whatever they give. But I especially saw these Arab doctors, the one that wheeled me from my room to do a chest x-ray. He was so sweet and he's treated like crap. And so what I'm saying is that, people are really, and these are nice people.
yeah, yeah,
A
yeah,
lot of nice people stuck in a really crappy system. And I'm back to that again. I keep harping on that because I guess it's sitting on my
yeah,
head.
yeah, yeah. And we cannot forget that we made a contract when we came in to go through what we needed to go through to serve.
Right.
For me, serve and contribution, um, and to grow in evolution. Because the more veils that we lift, the more smoke mirrors that we don't look into, the higher we go with that, because you see, I love Sri Sri Ravi Shankar. And also, I worked with His Holiness 13 years, very close. And Uncle Bruce, he's the epitome of kindness, loving,
I know.
goodness. He was a huge, or still is, scientist in Berkeley, and got abused. He got bashed. He got
Yeah,
the
yeah,
money was taken because he was discovering things that, ooh, if he puts this out there, oh, we're gonna lose a lot of money. We're gonna. His very good friend Candice Pert did an incredible with her husband, both, scientists. They discovered a vaccine for AIDS, and they were shut down right then and there. No longer after that, she passed away. She spent
yeah.
so
Well,
much time, So it is saints that they come in every color and every size.
no, of course, of course, of course. Everywhere in the world, that this is what happens. You know, but it's the quiet people who keep everything inside who end up being the victims. The guy who wheeled me into the room where they did the chest X-ray. He says, "Look, I've got 4 children, and I have to feed them, and this is the job I get." And, I don't. I like talk. We talked a lot because it was a long way to the down. It was a long way
Yeah.
to get there, and but you learn a lot about these people that are working there that nobody pays attention to them
Mm,
because they're not the doctors. They're not the ones who
sure.
are giving the diagnosis. They're not the ones who are doing the
Yeah.
treatment.
Yeah.
You
The
know,
liable ones. The thing is a lot of, in trending with liability, with, oh, if you do this you can get license, if you do that. And you know
um,
what I realized, because I work with a lot of young kids that, I don't like the word young, but or old, but no, I don't, because that's a label. It's another construct. But the fact that they're finishing up high school and going to college, right? And the family wants them to be whatever they couldn't be. You got to be the doctor. You got to continue the legacy. No, no,
welcome to my world.
90% of the kids don't want that. Don't want it.
No,
And I know
no, of course not.
I have coached children from really big. When we're not on camera, I will tell you, but artists, huge people, and they didn't want to do what want to have nothing to do with that, and they get these loans for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some parents even put a second mortgage on the houses, or it's a big story behind it. And the kid gets out and they don't want to do it. My neighbors, which I love in Los Angeles, I was there before the kids even were born. They both went to college, brilliant children, beautiful beings.
Yeah.
And the mother is from our tribe. She's Jewish too. And they're not doing it. They're not doing it. The one is loves to take care of people, loves to take care of houses. So I hire him to guard the house in LA, or to take care of the house in LA. Loves to move the cars, do all that. The other brother was in selling cars, and they're no longer there. And one day she was standing with me outside, because I have this hummingbird, and the front that's called Love. And when I'm not there, they feed, because she's very demanding. Wonder where that come from. And so we were talking with her, with Amy, that I love so much. And I said, don't worry. You had a good foundation. These kids are their men now, and they're amazing. The foundation is what you got to see. Travel the world, see different places. That's what they've been doing. Her and the son went for 9 countries.
Wow.
And yeah, 9 countries. And now the 17, they're going to Australia, Vietnam, and all that area. And everybody together. And it's as
Bravo.
they go.
When I see that, I'm very happy. So many Israelis are leaving the country and moving to Sri Lanka, to Greece, to
Okay.
Thailand, to Cyprus.
Yeah.
They're taking their families, their little children,
Yeah.
and they're leaving because they don't want to stay here
Yeah.
because they run away, not just from the bombs, from the negativity.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully they don't take the resentment with them and the reason that they're moving. Because when we do that, I used to tell my daughter was like a hummingbird. She was like, oh, I want to go there because this isn't good for me. No, I'm going there. And I said, okay, 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 but don't
Is she
take,
alone? Is she just
but,
her?
but
Is it just her or with the
just her,
family?
because I know her because I had 4 children that came in my life, but they passed away. And so I said, whatever you do, go ahead, but don't take this crystal with you because it's going to ruin your trip. Because she kept being the same and being unhappy no matter where it was. And I remember when we were setting up all that for her baby, she was pregnant, and she was a trip. And she said, you let me do whatever I wanted. And I said, not quite. In the important things that I'm supposed to be a mother to keep you safe, I remember, you know, acting in a way that you didn't like because you wanted your way. But I did let you be you. Yes, I did.
Okay. Well, that's very important.
Yeah,
That's very important. When my grandson sees me, he's 5. I let him be him.
yeah.
I don't see him that much lately because I haven't been well, and then he gets really scared
Oh,
when, yeah, it's funny. The same reaction just now. I'm talking the same reaction as my 3 children. They stay away when they see me not well.
yeah. It's a
Interesting.
human thing. It's a human
Yeah,
thing. What they
yeah,
don't
yeah.
have the answer or what they don't, they abandon it.
I understand. No, I'm not offended. I just found it. I just now I thought it's very interesting. He does the same thing. He's 5, Dylan, and he is he's a real indigo child,
Oh,
very connected to nature. And he planted a plant here in my garden that I water it for him every day, and it's growing. It's a succulent. And, he wants to come and see it, but he doesn't know when he can because he needs his parents to bring him, and that's not happening. But he's so connected to the elementals, to the birds and the little bugs. He comes to bring a little ladybug, and he puts it on his hand
oh.
and he looks at it, but then sometimes he kills it because
Well,
he
yeah,
doesn't
because
realize.
they don't have that relationship with life and
No,
death. They just came in from there.
I taught him. I said, "Look, you don't touch him too much. Let him crawl on you, and then maybe take." And he's learning, and he did it, and he's doing it. And I'm so proud of him. I miss him.
Yeah. And can they put him on Zoom since you're very, very good on Zoom? Because that
No,
way,
they're both very busy.
oh,
Very, very, very busy.
oh,
My son has a workroom. He works upstairs. They live in this huge mansion, and she is an Instagram, what's it called? Influencer.
yeah.
I don't,
I watch little dogs that talk on Instagram. That's my
I don't.
Instagram. These
But
little
she's
ones that,
making a lot of money.
yeah, 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 you can do that. And if she loves it, yeah, because
Yeah.
I send you an Instagram little dog that talks. It's called
She
Coco.
makes a lot of money doing that.
Yeah,
And he has an office upstairs, and I don't even know what he does. Something to do with money also. So they're both working all day. These guys, they're in their
yeah,
30s.
yeah,
Money is their world.
yeah.
But this little boy, they also have a 3-year-old and an 8-month-old baby.
Oh,
But yeah, but the 3-year-old is still too little. But the 5-year-old, he's so connected. And I really, maybe in a year I'll be able to work with him a lot better.
Yeah. And you got time in your side anyway. And what would you like to leave people with, Dorit? What is it that through all this, putting yourself through all this agony with pneumonia and all this stuff? It's funny enough because you and I had pneumonia at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
I
But
was,
I had it in a really
yeah,
horrible.
yeah,
I had trouble finding the light, and I really
yeah,
wanted to join
yeah,
whoever. I have a friend who died right after the hospital, right after I came out of the hospital.
mm,
She died of cancer.
yeah,
So I went to her funeral. It was very hard for me to stand.
yeah,
And then I said, you know what? I'm joining you. And I really wanted to join her. And I thought, okay, that's what I really needed to do. That's why I'm going through all this, because I need to join her. And until I understood that I don't need to join her.
yeah,
But
yeah, because
I
you
want to tell,
connected anyway, right?
yeah, but I
Yeah,
want to tell people that even when they're going through the dark night of the soul, so to speak, and people go through it a lot, they just don't know what it is. I'm calling it that. I don't know what the real term is.
yeah,
They should know that it doesn't last, it changes, it moves.
yeah,
Energy is always moving and it doesn't last. And whatever situation you're in, no matter how dark, no matter how bleak, it's okay. It just means that you're moving forward. It just means that you're releasing stuff. And it's okay because this is exactly what you're supposed to be doing. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. You don't need to be fixed. It is perfect.
yeah.
And that's what I want people to know.
Thank you, Dorit, for being with me here. I love you so much, and I
I
am
love you
so
too.
grateful. So grateful. And please, people, subscribe, follow, register, click
Smash
the
that button.
bell,
Yeah.
because it helps the channel to keep going. We work really a lot on this. I had some amazing guests, people that want to share the light
Yeah, you
and be with
do.
you. And it may be the right place and the right time for you once in a while that, hey, oh, okay, a little reminder. So please support us in that way.
You
Thank you.
never know where the right words are going to come from.
Yeah,
And sometimes you just have to hear something from a certain channel, even your channel, that goes right into the heart and say, oh,
that's right. And in all the way from Tel Aviv, Israel, my lovely
Isabel.
friend.
Yay.
Yay. Yes, yes, yes.
You've been holding space for like 9 consecutive years. It's time for you to shut down for a little bit. And I was like, what? And so I was like, okay, let me just honor that. And I'm glad that I did, but